Welcome, angels, to Think Outside the Box. As this new year is coming upon us, in what ways are you willing to think outside the box, angels? You can use creative, conventional ways to solve problems. You can also start with a goal and work backwards. Have you ever tried that? That's interesting. You could also embrace constraints and use limited time and resources to see what you can get done within that time of limited constraints and resources to see what actually can be accomplished. There's that and so many other more ways, angels, that you can think outside the box before this year ends. I'm Heather Buzzard, Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. Angels, this is the last day of 2025, the last Tuesday of 2025. So, this will be our last show of the year, which is wow, this year has gone by so quickly. And we're talking about continuing on our theme of the month, Christ like attitude. Yet, before we start that, angels, grab your favorite drink, sit back and relax. Today, I've got my good old fashioned root beer. Take a sip of your drink. Sit back and relax as we talk about renewing yourself. You still have time to renew yourself. It doesn't take months, years, or anything. You still got the rest of today and tomorrow to renew yourself if you'd like to. And angels, it twinkle of an eye, you can be renewed. So you may ask, renewing yourself is embracing small daily habits and redefining your mindset and clearing your metaphysical and physical clutter out of the way. A lot of us at the end of the year tend to clean out our closets, drawers, etc., so on. Yet cleaning out our mental environment, angels, is powerful because then we're not taking baggage of last year or yesteryear into a new chapter of our life. And by renewing yourself, you can let go by forgiving and releasing and letting go, writing letters, all the things that we talked about previously on this show. Yet, do you really choose to take negative energy into a new year, something that you cannot change? Because I don't know anybody who's went back and changed the past, yet holding on to it. Does that serve you? I had an experience just this afternoon with a neighbor. When I first moved here, I behaved in a manner that she didn't care for, and she made a judgment against me, even though I apologized for it. And she's held that judgment against me for all of these years. And this was the first time we've spoken. 4 years since I've been here. And she came to me very angry with a very angry attitude. And I just kept telling her, well, it's obvious that you don't like yourself because of how you're speaking to me. And it was defensive and all that. But my whole point is, angels, that in renewing yourself, when you're able to renew yourself, then you don't have to feel like you have to fight back. You don't have to hold your ground and try to defend yourself and try to prove that you're right and all of that. And that's what I took notice of and recognized within myself with this confrontation with my neighbor. I let her talk and do her thing. Yet I didn't have to respond back to that because I know who I am. That's part of embracing and renewing yourself. And you can have that experience too. Just ask yourself what it is that you'd like to experience new in your life. How would you like to show up for yourself in 2026? Isn't your family, your children, your significant other, they're important as well. Yet, how do you choose to show up for yourself? In what ways do you choose to treat yourself in 2026? Also, angels, key strategies include auditing your values, building resilience, fostering new skills, and nurturing important relationships to ensure that those relationships have a foundation. These are ways that you can renew yourself. Yet, I will ask you, in order to renew yourself in a relationship, ask yourself first, are you equally yoked in that relationship? And does that relationship serve the both of you? Is it a positive, uplifting relationship? Not saying that everything's going great, because everything can't go great in a relationship. Yet, weighing just weighing it out and asking yourself, especially if it's a negative relationship and you know that it is, then the question becomes, what is it that I'm afraid to let go of or change within myself so that I can move forward? Again, showing up for yourself in 2026. How do you choose to do that? Renewing yourself. Angels, you can redefine your core, which means focus on upgrading who you already are rather than trying to become somebody else. So, when you're redefining your core, I'll give you an example. When I chose to redefine who I was, I didn't try to become the next spiritual teacher, etc., so on. I allowed spirit to guide and lead me to where it is that I felt the ideas and the images that would take place that would fit for me, would resolve with me. And I would stand in the mirror, and I did a lot of mirror work. And in doing mirror work, I was able to let go and release. And that helped me redefine who I was, because I knew once I was able to stand in the mirror as I was at that time with 100% acceptance, then I knew I'd be able to change. And for me, that's what I did to redefine my core value to move into the higher level of myself as far as my outer appearance and whatnot. Audit your values. Examine your current belief systems and then identify what no longer serves you. Just like we go through our cupboards and our drawers and our closets and we throw away our clothing and things of that nature, do the same thing in your mental consciousness and with your values, and look at your values and examine them and ask yourself honestly, is this serving me to hold on to this thought or to have this experience in my life, this routine, this habit, whatever it may be? Is it serving me now? And is it helping me to move forward? These are ways that you can use today, angels, to renew yourself before 2026 shows up. And if you've been working on yourself throughout the month on all the different topics that we've talked about, then you already feel the change within yourself. You feel the energy of peace and joy within yourself. If you worked on yourself, then you've already renewed yourself and you're stepping into 2026 already a new person, which ties into our first topic of next year, but we'll get to that later. Build resilience. Do you have resilience in your life? Develop a stronger or a more grounded mindset to avoid panicking during transitions. And one thing, when we don't know what's going to come, fear can play a role. Yet, if you remind yourself that fear is really false evidence appearing real, remind yourself that you're the creator of your story and that you can write the lines of it, then that anxiety during a transition or that panicking during a transition won't occur. And that's one thing about me, angels. I built resilience because of the life that I grew up in. Helped me build that resilience, even though it was through a negative channel at the time. Looking back now, I see that it helped me because as an adult, a young adult and whatnot, forging into my life and moving out and going into other states and things of that nature, and having to yet choosing to rebuild in different states and whatnot, that takes resilience and it takes strength. And I know that my prior years helped build that. So build resilience, develop a stronger and more grounded mindset. Believe in yourself. Know that you're worthy. Do repetitive affirmations. Listen to positive music. Build and ground that mindset of self-worth and self-awareness, because that will carry you into your next level of life. Now, here are some action-oriented daily habits that you can include in your life, angels. You can start small. Implement one or two small habit changes now rather than waiting for January 1st. Start right now. Start after this episode. Just implement a small change, whatever it may be in your mind, whether it's thinking differently, speaking differently, not saying a word in your when you're speaking to people, whatever it is. That's between you and your higher self. Yet take that one step and implement and start that and show yourself just how powerful you are, and that you can change your habits by choice, choosing something different. You can practice mindfulness and gratitude, and that's one of the things that we've talked about a lot on this show is gratitude. And gratitude truly carries you, angels, into your new seasons of life. Being thankful for what you have, knowing who you are and whose you are, traveling and knowing that your guides and your angels are with you, being thankful and grateful for waking up each morning and being able to walk, talk, eat, right, have a roof over your head, money in the bank, a job, an environment. I'm telling you that gratitude energy doesn't do anything except bring more to you. So when you're practicing gratitude, you are practicing mindfulness, because you're keeping your mind stayed on spirit, and you're knowing and acknowledging and becoming aware of who the source is. The source isn't your employer. It isn't the bank. It isn't the government. Your source truly is spirit, because that's where everything comes from. Move your body. Get up and walk, dance, swim, ride a bike, do whatever you need. Angels, I tell you, it was raining out here last week for 3 days. And for 3 days, I could not get up and walk. Well, I could have walked in the rain, but I wasn't going to do that because it was raining hard. So I exercised in my house. But I tell you, this morning, I was able to get up, and yesterday as well, and get outside and walk. And that's my time with spirit, especially early in the morning before traffic and all of that, and seeing the sunrise and the birds flying and everything. And I'm moving my body, angels, and I'm walking into new aspects of my life. When you get out and you move your body, then you really are flowing with the energy of life, because energy isn't stagnant. Energy is constantly moving. So when you're moving with that energy as well. Think about that, because being stagnant keeps you stuck. And being stuck, are you happy? If you're happy being stagnant, if you're happy being stuck, enjoy it. Yet I don't think you'd be listening to this show if you were. Also, simplify your life. In what ways, angels, can you simplify your life to renew yourself this year before 2026 comes into play? Like we spoke about earlier, decluttering closets, cupboards, drawers, refrigerators, things of that nature. It also decluttering your consciousness, letting go of old beliefs, letting go of old behaviors, letting go of old ways of thinking. We've spoken about that all this month, ways that you could do that. And also, angels, ask yourself what truly matters to you in your life, so you can reduce any stress that comes into your life. Because if you think about it, when you have simplicity, truly is the easiest way to go. Less is more, because when you have less, then you have more peace, more calmness, more patience, more abundance, more joy, more happiness, because you're not caught up in all of the anxiety and all of the stress of materialism and all of that. Angels, I tell you, there is a difference. when you allow yourself to simplify your life. Now, if you'd like to prepare for 2026, ask yourself, what ways could I acquire a new skill to go into 2026 with? In what ways can I have a more open mind walking into 2026? How can I, if I choose to, be a more patient, loving person going into 2026? These are questions that you ask yourself and allow that spirit to speak to you and adhere to that and show yourself, angels, just how powerful you are. You can also decide before 2026 arrives to go back to college, take a certification course, possibly in a class that you like to learn a new skill, think outside the box, step outside your comfort zone, be, do, and have something different in your life so you can have a different experience, meet new people, be in a different environment. These are all ways, angels, that you're able to renew yourself, and it breaks you out of your routine of the everyday, same old, same old, same old. Because it's when we're in a routine of the everyday, same old, same old, same old, that we allow ourselves to get stuck, that we allow ourselves to settle for what is, that we get comfortable and we just stay where we are instead of allowing ourselves to grow, evolve, and push ourselves. Think about that. Reconnect, angels. You can reach out to relationships that you neglected during stressful times and build a support system. If you neglected people during certain situations in your life, reach back out to them. Build that foundation again. Personally, me, what I've done is I have stayed connected with people, even though it wasn't continuously. I would drop a phone call every now and again just to let them know that I was thinking about them. And it really wasn't so much disconnected as it was isolation for me, which was preparation for a new space in my life, for a new stage in my life. So reconnect with people. If you've lost that connection, don't tell yourself that it's too late, that they don't want to hear from you, because then you're just making assumptions and you won't know unless you reach out. Set clear boundaries. How many of us set boundaries, not only for ourselves, yet for others? Are you a yes person all the time? Yes, yes, yes. Or are you able to stand in your no and say no and be okay with that no without guilt? Because I tell you, angels, it's when you're able to set clear boundaries and identify what is within your control and surrender the rest, that peace of mind really does come into play. And I've learned that in my own experience, in my personal life, in the stage that I'm in now. I, especially having gone through my open heart surgery in those 2.5 years in and out of the hospitals, and I realized I had no control over anything. And it's helped me, and that experience helped me learn to trust on an even deeper level. Whereas now I choose to flow with life. And it's when we're flowing with life that there is no resistance, that you will show yourself just how powerful of a being you are. I guarantee it. Angels, you can change your environment. Well, not all of us can just pick up and move, yet we can still change our environment. We can change our room environment. We can change the energies within our spaces. We can drive to different communities, different areas within our city limits or within our state and change the environment. We can alter our physical space at work or in our home, which will spark a mental shift in our life. And all it takes is just a small change, whether it's bringing in flowers, redoing the colors of your walls, putting up inspirational quotes, maybe taking down old pictures, putting up new pictures, whatever it is. There's always a way to change your environment. You can put in have sound baths, watch sound bowls, water bath, meditation music in your environment. That all alters the frequency, angels. And these are ways that you can implement now before 2026 even arrives. You got the rest of today and tomorrow to renew yourself. I used to think that it would take years and years and years to change. Yet, as I've walked this journey, I've come to realize that change comes the minute that I choose for it. The minute that I say yes to myself, change happens just that quick. The minute I choose to go in a direction, change is happening. And that's what we're asking you at Buzzard's Corner of Love, Angels, to choose yourself, to say yes to yourself, to renew yourself, to give yourself the opportunity to receive what this universe has to offer you. It will blow your mind, because I know for me, 2026 is going to be off the chain, and you angels will be along for the ride, because I definitely will share it, because I am a living example of the God principles working in, as, and through, if you so choose to use them, how they work for you and never, ever, ever against you. So, angels, this may be December 30th. Yet, you still got today and tomorrow to renew yourself, clean out your closets, clean out your consciousness, get set to take in a new you as you walk into the new year. Which brings us to our topic for the new year: dump those resolutions. That's right, angels. Don't make resolutions, and we'll tell you why to dump those resolutions, especially if you've worked with us throughout the month. You're already walking into 2026 a new person. Think about that. So dump those resolutions. That'll be our topic next week. Angels, here on our channel, we put up a post called Renewing the Self, Renew the Self. And we've got different ways and tips right here on our post on our channel. Angels, you can check that out. You can also subscribe, like, share this channel, get this message out to others, angels, as well. And there's a link in our posting, angels, for our book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, coming out next month, 2026, angels. I'm excited about that, and we will let you know when it's on sale. Yet you can go to our posting here on our channel, sign up for it. You get the first 3 chapters of the book for free. You can preview it and check it out and see if you'd like to buy it. That's called Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity by myself, Heather Buzzard, coming out January of 2026. Angels, you can always go to buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with K.com. Start or end your day with a positive blog posting. Angels, we've got coaching packages over there. If you'd like support in 2026, we are here to support, uplift, and inspire you. Pick a coaching package over there, and we are willing to work with you. Those prices aren't set in stone, so just know that as well. And angels, like we said, if you know anybody who'd like to hear these messages, share this channel, subscribe to this channel, pass it forward so that we can get this message out into the world. Again, angels, you can get all this information. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and all the social sites right at our website, buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. And like we said, next week, angels, dump those resolutions. Until then, angels, I am Heather Buzzard, a Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, and we will see you next year.